Hey everyone, I'm Corbin Hostler. Welcome to Mining Standard, at least a one-off Mining Standard here. I think playing the Sultai Reanimator deck here, I think this is probably a mulligan. I don't know what mulligans are supposed to look like in this deck, but I know that this hand doesn't do much against a lot of stuff, so we're going to go ahead and mull it. And I guess this is a keep. It's got Champion of Wits, it's got some stuff that we want to discard. Now, this deck is very much a metagame call in that it's not good against red, but it top 35. I believe it got 35th place at the Grand Prix last week that I was covering, and everyone wanted to see it that saw it on stream. So I went and found the list so I could play it, despite it not being posted on the Wizards website because it was outside the top 32. But this is exactly why it did well, is because it's playing against the... I do not want to reveal because there's no reason to. It wants to capitalize on matchups like the green-black matchup. It doesn't want to play against red, and it was banking on the fact that other players would show up to beat red, and it could prey on those, and that's exactly what the deck is trying to do here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to play Champion Wits on turn 3. We're going to go to town now. He has a Winding Constrictor in hand, I believe. We saw that off the Oath of Nissa, but nothing in play yet, which is pretty good for us since we're on the draw here. We'll have time to try to set up our engine. Of course, the green-black deck will go very big, very fast, because that's what it does. And this is the good version that Brad Nelson played to a top 8 last weekend. Okay, so how does this work? If we have basics, okay. I don't play standard, just so we're clear. I play a lot of modern, and I cover a lot of standard, and I obviously edit all the articles for TCGplayer about standard, so I know what standard is. However, I'm not exactly familiar with it all. But I do know that Champion of Woods is a good card, and I'm going to go ahead and cast one. Alright, I would like to draw 2 cards. Now, something to keep in mind with this card is you may, and it's equal to its power. So if you choose to active, if you put it in play and someone grasps with darkness with the trigger on the stack, its power will be -2, which means you would draw 0 cards, but still have to discard 2. But you can choose not to use the ability. Now, if someone just, say, Fatal pushes it, then it uses what is known as last known information, so it would still see its power as 2 with the trigger, and you would draw 2, discard 2. Just a little rules trick that's good to know. Okay, so I think we can pitch one Sunken Hollow here, and obviously this Razaketh. Now, next turn we'll have either another Champion of Wits, or we will have Grasp of Darkness. But either way, our opponent's not putting a lot of pressure on us quite yet. Probably going to go with the Champion of Wits play so that we can get something better, get something into our graveyard. I mean, I guess having Razaketh is good, but our opponent is going to be able to go pretty big, pretty fast if there is indeed a Winding Constrictor in there, plus Nissa or Gearhulk or whatever. I've also got some new audio equipment this week. I am trying to upgrade it both for my podcast, Brainstorm Brewery, but also obviously for the series. So I'm not an audio expert. I hope it sounds better, but I'm not positive. So let me know in the YouTube comments, which I guess I'm act like I'm a real YouTuber now. They're down there. I don't know how people do that with a straight face. Anyway, so let me know what you think of the equipment. Okay, so strategic planning here is a pretty good one. I can strategic planning, then I can probably Grasp of Darkness that thing. Okay, now how does this work? I put 1 in my hand into the rest of my graveyard, huh? And I have 5 lands. Do I want Fatal Push? I definitely want to give... I guess the thing is I'm only 1 away from casting that if I draw another land here. Oh, I only get 1 of them. Okay. So I don't want Ishkanah, that's obvious. Do I want Fatal Push or do I want Demon of Dark Schemes? I think that I want the Fatal Push. Because I want to hit land to reanimate with Ever After. Okay, I'll go ahead and pass here. We'll see what happens here. We might end up Fatal pushing the Constrictor, trying to save the Grasp if we can. But we just want, and then we'll Champion of Wits to hopefully find, we just want a 6 land, obviously, so we can cast Ever After and get back. We have 3 card types in our graveyard right now. But we'd get back Demon of Dark Schemes, try to wipe the board as best as possible. And obviously Razaketh will be pretty good and hopefully win the game. We just have to not take too much damage before then. Which actually means I think I'm going to make something that's maybe a little... So I'm actually going to block the Scions. We get it off the board, which is good. And that will then allow me, after combat, to Fatal Push the Sifter. So this is whenever another creature. So he'll get 1 Scry Trigger. Yeah, and I can do it at the end of the turn. This takes the power of the Scion off the field. He gets 1 Scry Trigger thus far, right? But this means that we'll be able to get the most value out of the Fatal Push. Especially when he does something like that, we don't necessarily care about. Because the Sifter is the scariest thing on board. But I also want to save the Grasp of Darkness because it's a better removal spell overall, and this allows us to do that. Also, if we go to kill the Constrictor and then he can sacrifice his thing, etc., he just ends up with 1,000,000 Scry Triggers, where in this case we limited him to 1. Oh, that's perfect, actually. Okay. We do now have 4 card types in our graveyard for what it's worth. So that costs 7? Alright. Okay, we have to do this, so I guess there's no need to Champion of Wits here. We'll just pass and we'll Grasp of Darkness something, and then we'll get it Ever After. And we should be in business. We should only be taking 2 damage this turn. And then once we reanimate our stuff, it should be game over. Our opponent obviously stumbled a little bit on lands here, which helps us, obviously. Not bad. But he's had good cards. I mean, Sifter, Constrictor. There's a Nissa. As you might expect. That's fine. Hope he minuses. Probably won't. Wow, he did. Okay. Well, we could actually blow him out then. Sort of, anyways. Go ahead and do this before I forget. Where's that forest hiding? Up here. Okay. Yeah, we'll take 3 damage this turn, go to 11, and then hopefully end the game on our turn. Now, how exactly does this thing work? Okay, it turns them into zombies in addition to their other types. Ooh, a Scarab God. Okay. Alright, Ever After. What do we want here? We actually have a lot of options. Razaketh is one. Is Demon of Dark Schemes the other? Or is Ishkanah the other? It's probably Ishkanah. Because we'll have 4 card types regardless. Yeah, this is very good. Alright, this should do it. This is fun. I could play Standard if Standard was like this. And it is like this. I mean, this deck did very well. Oh, this is so good. This value with... Oh my gosh, look at this Razaketh value. Because we can sacrifice the spiders, right? Yeah, to Demonic Tutor. Our opponent's pretty dead here. Can't imagine him having... Yeah, there's not much he can have that would get him back in the game here. This Swedish canal value. It's we get a sacrifice. Yeah, but look at that, we did it. He didn't let us have fun and Demonic Tutor up our whole deck, but we did do it. Alright, so black-green, huh? Black-green. What do we do? What do we do against black-green? Oh gosh, here we found out I don't know anything about Standard. It's got to be this, right? This is probably the good matchup for this card. Because it's not necessarily easy for them to deal with it. Taxes their removal a little bit. The Yinhi's expertise are not very good because their creatures are going to be bigger than all that. Okay, well, I'm pretty southern there for a minute. All that. I'm from Oklahoma. What can I say? Okay. Lost Legacy, huh? There's something you're supposed to... I don't know what you're supposed to name with this, but... Or not. Is this good? 3 or less and 4 or more, huh? It's probably good. So the merge cost is 7. So you can play Dreamstealer, or Dreamstealer, well, you could, I guess, or Champion of Wits and then play it. Is that good? It's probably better on the play. Is this good? I bet this is good. You can, yeah, destroys other big stuff. We just want all of our hard removal here, I think. Which makes me actually like Gifted Aetherborn, because it'll just trade with their Sylvan Advocates or whatever, add a plus for us. Okay. Flame Tendrils, no good. Negate, not necessary. Crook Condemnation, no good. Pick the Brain, no good. Flame Tendrils, no. Hour of Glory, no? Question mark? Kalidas, maybe? Is this good? This has got to be just for like zombies in red. This might be good. What do they have like Gear Hulks and stuff that cost 4 or more? I don't know. This is supposed to be our good matchup, I think. I know that. Maybe Kalidas is just not a thing and we get rid of it. And then what else do we cut? I'll cut one of these Dream Stealers. I think it's probably good here, but I'm not positive. I'm certainly not a standard sideboard expert, especially on decks I don't know anything about. So it's not exactly, I don't think there's been much written about this deck, so we'll give this a shot. That was on a Mold of 6 we had that game too. Definitely keeping this, I think. So I can play this and reveal this, right? So what I want to, that's probably what I want to do too. Because I want to be able to Fatal Push his 2-drop here when he plays a Constrictor or whatever. And then next time we'll play out Tap Land and then we'll play Champion of Wits. I definitely have some stuff discarded. Uh-oh. This is actually probably good for us, to be honest. 3 or more and exiles it, so what's he need to do? Exile Razaketh? He should exile Champion of Wits, really. I mean, that's a pretty aggressive line, but I think that's probably his best bet. Because we have multiple reanimation things. Reanimation spells. And we have, I mean, we only have one thing to reanimate right now, but that's fine. These will find things to reanimate. Champion of Wits is going to set up everything for us anyways. I honestly think he's supposed to take this. And then try to strand these cards in our hand. And he took the Liliana. Okay. I mean, it's hard to say that's wrong, especially as we don't know what's in his hand or whatever. Well, he would have got punished for it, but he doesn't know that. I don't know. I'm not a standard expert. Maybe he has hands. Maybe he's not scared of Champion of Woods. And if it comes Catacomb Sifter, his Fatal Push is going to be unfortunate. Okay, well, that is what it is. Get Dream Stealer out there. Keep calling it Dream Stealer. It's Champion of Woods. Dream Stealer is a great card, though. Lived that dream in limited once or twice. Alright, let's draw some cards. Good draws, actually. Let's discard some cards. What cards do we want to discard? I want all the lands, huh? I want all the removals. I guess we just discard the other Champion of Woods. Which is kind of weird, but we have 5 mana and removal. And we just want to get to 6, so... I could pitch a land. I could pitch the Sunken Hollow. I'll do that. I think this is fine. I'll trade this, just trade this one for the Scion. Next turn I'll play the other Champion of Wits and hold up Fatal Push, which we hopefully will be able to revolt then. Yeah, it's discarding that land, maybe it's a little greedy, but I don't think so, because we're going to get a Divinate again, so we could draw another land and have some more options. Uh-oh, he wants to use the mana. That can't be good for us. Not put a lot of pressure on. I'm much more worried about the green-black deck exploding out onto the board with counters and so on. Oh, well, that's annoying. I guess I should have blocked. No, we'll still be able to Fatal Push Kalidas. Card's good. So, if Fifth Wood Die gets exiled. So, we can still put stuff into our graveyard and so on. So, okay, that's fine. Oath of Jace, huh? That's something I don't mind discarding anyways. Now, maybe it's a mistake. Maybe I was just supposed to Grasp of Darkness it. I don't know. Okay. Get rid of those. I might get punished there. I didn't draw any lands. Yeah, I wonder if I was just supposed to I think I might have misplayed there. I think maybe I was just supposed to Grasp of Darkness it. And that doesn't really do much for us, but it takes the scariest card off the board. Opponent only has, well, 3 cards in hand after this. So we're still doing okay. I mean, it's not like this game's in a terrible spot, but we did pitch that land, and now we're stuck at 4 for the moment. He got a Blooming Marsh off of it. That's probably not great for him. All right, here we go. Please don't be removal. Yuck. Walking Ballista for 2, huh? All right, rip our board. Okay, so we have to give him 1 trigger. Now he'll go to shoot the other. And in response, I will Fatal Push the Kalitas. I mean, all things considered, it's not the end of the world here. He's got 2 cards in hand. He's got some sweet scry triggers going on. But we got the Kalitas off the board. He gets to do all the scrying. He's only got 1 zombie. And we have double... We actually don't have double removal because these are double black cards and this is a forest. Unlucky. But all in all, we're still fine. Especially, if I was going to say if we hit a land. A black land, preferably, but that at least makes it so we're only 1 land away from essentially winning the game with this. I'm just going to go ahead and play the... I'm just going to pass. I could play the Aetherborn here, but I think it's better to hold Grasp of Darkness in case he comes down with a Verdurous Gearhulk or something. We have 4 card types, so if we just hit a land, we're going to be able... And we've actually got the only... Well, I guess the other 3 Choke Destroyers would be tap lands now, and the Evolving Wild. So we have 4 tap lands left in the deck, but everything else will come play untapped. There's a Gearhulk, alright. So let's see where he decides to put these counters. But if we can just hit land and reanimate Ishkanah plus Razaketh, I think we'll be in good shape here. How he chooses to distribute these matters a lot. So if he just, for instance, tries to put them all on the Verdurous Gearhulk, that's obviously very good for us. Now I certainly hope that I'm not misunderstanding him. Okay, good. That works. Oh, alright. 2 and 2, huh? Well, that's a pretty acceptable split. Pretty decent split for him, but we get to kill this. We're taking 4 this turn and 8 next turn, but even that's not lethal. So it could be a lot worse. And we're going to have multiple draw steps here to try to hit a land and just win. Come on, deck. Come on. Ooh. That's... Oh. We're getting so blown out by this forest right now. You just make sure this costs 7, right? No, we're nowhere near that. Now, Gifted Aetherborn is so good here. Now, this was a change I made. The original list had... It had Contraband Kingpin? It's a blue-black 1/4 lifelinker that when an artifact comes into play, I think under your control, scry 1. And it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know if it was supposed to be the tech against red or what, but I threw in Gifted Aetherborn because, as you can see, we're getting a little wrecked on our double black requirement here, but this card's so good. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, take 8, go to 4. Now, we're in shape if we hit our land here. That is not our land. Okay, well, I guess first thing first is the strategic plan. Yep, there's the land. Right on time. Alright, we're not dead. Our opponent has 1 card in hand. We are dead. If he activates Quagmire. So we had 2 draw steps to hit the land and we didn't get it. Unlucky. As long as he activates his land, we can block the zombie token, but we still take 6 and gain 2 and die. No, I think we win the game if we get to untap, but that seems very unlikely. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, you can just do that too, I guess. Okay, unfortunate. Catacomb Sifter did work for him that game. I know, I like to send in Mindbender on the play here. I think we just drew kind of unluckily, to be honest. Demon of Dark Schemes isn't that good. It doesn't actually kill very many things he does. It's probably better against zombies or whatever. I will give this one a shot. Oh, maybe I want to. Ooh, can I do it? Is it too late? Can I get the Dream Sealer in here? Dream Sealer in, and maybe like an Ether Born Out. Now that we're on the play. All right, I've done it. Still don't know if this is the right place where we want this. I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to have it against. Maybe it's just for control. We'll see. You choose a non-land card. Yeah, this would be good. This would be good. All these cards are good. We had, maybe I got greedy and I pitched that Sunken Hollow last game. Maybe it came back to burn us. We were one draw step away there from winning, but I don't know. I thought the choice was okay at the time because we needed all the cards we had. Or rather, all the cards we had were good. And it seemed a safe bet that we'd find 2 land in the next 5 draws, or at least things that allowed us to get there, which we very nearly did. He had, obviously, a lot of scry triggers and a lot of good draws as a result. And we get to start by mulliganing. All right, keeping this one. Gear Hulk, huh? We can probably safely bottom that. Thing won't come into play for a while. All right, so Champion of Wits, hopefully going to do work here. He's got the Blooming Marsh and then nothing. Okay, that's good. Ooh, okay. Well, maybe we're just going to kill everything he does. But I actually, if I were to guess, I'm going to imagine that we're going to get Transgressed right here. Uh-oh. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, I guess we're on the play fair plan here. I mean, which, to be fair, we can actually play fairly well. I guess I'm just pitching this stuff. This card is gonna wreck us, I won't lie. The good news is we have 3 removal spells in our hand. Sure. It's possible we can just play a fair game. Alright, so I can never the Sifter. Or Grasp with Darkness it on his turn. I think grasping it would be better, probably. It's not like we can attack regardless. Our opponent tapped out. We can target our graveyard. Okay, well, this is going to be an uphill challenge here. We basically just want to draw lands from this point on. And, something like Noxious Gear Hulk can go the distance. This card's really good. There's 4 of them in our deck. We can destroy all his good stuff, and we have a bunch of removal. We can play the fair game. Well, we could until we lost our Noxious Gear Hulk. That's not ideal. Still fine. I mean, we can kiss that card anyways, whatever. His other option is to take the Never to Return, but he's obviously not going to do that. Alright, opponent's got 4 cards in hand. May not even want to attack us here. Okay, he's going to. And I'm obviously going to kill it. So he's got to exile it. So something like Ever After would at least force him to pop it. Land? Ooh, okay. Well, that's very close to what we want. Not quite, but we're on the way here. That's great. The turn after he transgresses to draw that. All right. What I'd love is for him to tap out for Gear Hulk or something. I guess I wouldn't love for that. love for that to happen, would I? Would like him to tap out though. Oh, that is what's happening. Oh, Ballista, huh? Wow, that's actually not very good for him. I just get a Fatal Push it. Okay, so it'll kill our Champion of Wits. No biggie there. Alright, here we go. Come on, deck. One time give me the land when I want it on top. Come on. Oh, hook me up. Hook me up. Wow, we're straw on the deck. Oh, okay. Deck's not cooperating here. I honestly feel good about the matchup. I think it's supposed to be a good matchup anyways, and it seems like it's been fine. We're just not drawing very well at all. And the Scion beats begin. Six mana, another Walking Ballista. Okay. Now I'll hit the land. No, I won't. Okay. Well, our feeling like we can win through Crooked Condemnation plan sort of assumed we were going to actually get to play cards that mattered. And that's thus far not been the case. The Stream Sailor would have been great on turn 3. We had the Champion of Wits for multiple turns. We could have got so much value. Just give me a land. Well, the thing is, we need him to be out of answers, and that's just so unlikely. He's out of threats. He's got 3 cards in hand. We have 3 cards in hand. He's most certainly ahead. We did mulligan, but these Walking Ballistas have been pretty good. I think I've killed everything I was supposed to kill on his side of the board. We had that turn where if we had had a 5th land, we could have just slammed Liliana and been pulling way ahead in this game. Because we would have made a 2-2, he would have made a Walking Ballista that wouldn't have mattered, we would have killed it twice. We would just be pulling away, and instead we're going to get Gear Hulked out of the game here, very unluckily. And now we're just going to die even with Liliana. Yeah, this is pretty stupid. Alright, let's see if we can find something to answer this Gear Hulk before it kills us. Oh, there's our 5th land. Don't know that we really have answers to this. We'll take 9 and see what we draw, I guess. Yeah, this was very, very unlucky, I think. I think both games 2 and 3 were very unlucky. Our opponents just ripped it all anyways. Okay, well, good. Yeah, alright, once we get. He curved out perfectly. I mean, to be fair, nothing he did was too out of the ordinary. Our deck just didn't perform. 2 games in a row, we got kind of hosed. Joke's on him. No way we could have catched this canal before we died. Here comes the Quagmire, and we take a lost legacy, huh? Well, there goes Liliana. Alright, good game, good games, good games. Well, our deck was sweet. The game it worked. The other 2 games we didn't really get to do much. Just both very close. Just could not draw what we needed on the right turns. So, bad run of it, but that's how it goes. Thanks for watching.